Hey, everybody, welcome to my studio. Today, I have a great guest in the studio, somebody that I admire greatly. We've been working together quite a while behind the scenes, working on various projects. We've been working on something very special, and I know that our guest is excited to discuss it. I know I'm excited for him to discuss it because I've been working on it for so long with him, and there's been a large group of people that have been working behind the scenes to make this happen. Brandon Bronner, welcome.
Oh, thanks for having me. I really appreciate being here.
I'm glad you're here, man. I know we've been working together for quite a while. You run an excellent company, and one thing that struck me from the beginning when I started working with you and LifeCycle Transitions was the impact that you have on the community that you serve. I know there's a lot of people out there with some very sensitive issues, and one thing that really got to me was your ability to jump in there, empathize, help them deal with their issues, and solve their problems and have a really good outcome. It's really been an extraordinary thing to witness. And I wanted to, I know that you're a very busy guy, you get a lot going on, but I know you're excited to talk about some of the things that you have going on.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. No, I mean we're a transition company, and what we do is we work with families that are in transition. As simple as it may sound, having that conversation with a person that you just met at a networking function, they're like, "Huh?"
Yeah.
Well, in my world, it comes in in so many different forms when we work with clients that contact us for different reasons. Typically, I get the call, Al, when something happens, something's going to happen, and something needs to happen.
Right.
Um, we started this business 13 years ago, and we started as a property preservation company initially, working with the banks during the housing crunch, and when people were losing their homes and trying to figure out what their next move is going to be. We were going out there doing about 30 so homes per month, and decided that what if there was a company that can help people that are in transition, but not just transition, but help them with the transition, both physically, mentally, and emotionally.
Right.
And at the time, there weren't any platforms. There weren't any,
Yeah.
this is 2010. Google was just coming about, so there were, our only way of promoting ourselves was to, knock on the doors of assisted livings and funeral homes and contact realtors and so on and so forth, and say, hey, do you have any clients that are going through these things? And but now, about a modern wave of technology, we're now a lot more visible than ever because of social media,
Right.
and because of platforms just like yours. Out, we're able to promote ourselves and get the word out there to help people that are going through transitions.
Right. And for those people that are unaware of what a transition actually is,
Mhm.
in terms of how you describe it in your business, what a transition itself, what does that typically entail? Like, what sorts of things require you to kind of step in and create a solution to some of these things?
All right. So, for example, your mom's still with us?
Yes, my mom is still with us. Yeah.
Okay, great, great. The reason I mentioned that or asked that is because you're our clients. We work with the son or daughters in some cases that mom or dad are getting a little older, maybe contemplating downsizing, relocating, trying to get their house on the market. But guess what? This is a home that's been in your family for 20, 30, 40, 50 years.
Right.
And you'll be surprised at how difficult it is to adjust to that, to make decisions, to part with things, to decide your next move. And most of the time, people can't make their next move, can't move where they currently are unless they know what the next move is going to look like.
Right.
There's so many clients that are living in precarious living environments, both due to the physical deterioration of the home, but also from a financial standpoint. Maybe they're suffering with something that's chronic, and as a result of that, they'll be more suitable in another state.
Right.
But to tell someone to up and leave is a big undertaking.
Right.
Also, just ask yourself right now, if you had to leave your home that you've been in for 10 years right
Mhm.
now, how difficult would that process be for you?
Yeah, it would probably be pretty tough. There's a lot involved in that. You gotta move everything. Your whole life now is got to go into boxes. It's got to be moved somewhere else. And that, for me, I don't, it's a task, but I can only imagine what kind of a task it would be for somebody that is a little older and has maybe acquired quite a few things over their long lifetime.
Right.
So,
Well, I mean, it is. I mean, the items that we collect or that we acquire or hold on to say a lot more than we ever thought.
right.
There's that subconscious, conscious world that we live in that allows us to coexist in our living environments. I mean, you learn more about a person from their home than any other facet of their life.
That's very
I
true.
mean, your house tells you how much time you spend in a specific area, what areas of the house you neglect. It tells you, where you entertain your guests. It tells you where you hide things when you don't want people to see it.
Right.
Well, imagine welcoming someone into your home to expose all that. And to have to accept and acknowledge a lot of those things. I mean, we deal with the 3 A's: accept, acknowledge, and address. And that's
Right.
what a transition company's focus is all about, is to get people to be mindfully aware of their intentional decisions.
Right. Well, the thing that struck me about what you do and your company itself is that there are many companies who might do certain things.
Mm-hmm.
That maybe they do remodeling, or
Right.
maybe they specialize in making homes more usable, more accessible for people that are older in age. But they don't do things to the level that you do it.
Right.
They don't have an all-encompassing product or solution, I should say, to all the many different things that people in everyday life run into.
Right.
And that's what struck me about your company.
Mm.
The other thing is that you've got a ton of experience that you just don't get unless you've been through all these things, which is something that's very unique to you and your company. You've also, you have ties to the show Hoarders as well,
Right.
which is a perfect fit for someone like you because you run into that quite a bit.
Right.
Do you find that is a typical problem that you run into is kind of the hoarding stuff? Or?
Yeah, I mean, hoarding is, because of the TV show, it's marginalized transitions that are a lot more deeper than they look.
Right.
And they just put it underneath one category, hoarding. Well, it's more to it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's the trauma, that resonates or manifests itself in the hoarding tendencies, but then there is, we've been in our home for 20 years.
Right.
And we really don't know what to do. Right. We don't know where to go. We don't even know where to start.
Right.
We got a basement, we got an attic, and then we have all our grandkids and things in the home, and we don't know how to get rid of anything.
Right.
We need someone to light a match and to get us going and get us motivated and light some fire in our chimney. And a company like us can be beneficial in that regard because we can help you in more ways than one. I mean, people pay for what they can't do, don't want to do it, don't know how. And if we can answer one of those calls, then it's definitely worth scheduling an evaluation with us.
Right. And, over the course of these things, do you find that it's important to kind of recognize the root cause of a lot of these behaviors that people have, or in other words, what's causing them to do the things that they do? And do you take the time to kind of address that sort of stuff in order to make sure that whatever is fixed stays fixed?
No, I mean, that's a great question. My philosophy and the philosophy of our company is to take from you, or to take from it, which is taken from our clients, which is a sound mind making sound decisions.
Right.
In their home, there's enormous knowledge about you.
Right.
There's enormous information that we can use from a therapeutic standpoint to make you better, to get you well, to help you heal in areas where maybe there's some trauma that triggered you or was associated with some of the things and you do and why you do what you do.
Right.
I think I saw a quote recently about an elderly man passing away and how we recently just lost a library because when that person who's elderly, they've lived a life. In that life of living, they've learned so much about themselves, so much about the world. And the metaphor is that being a library. Well, your home is much of a library too. Right. I mean, it tells us so much on why you do what you do. And that's why we get the calls when specifically in hoarding situations where family members say, I'm just going to send my mom on a vacation or boat trip and a cruise or whatever the case may be. And then we're just going to empty out our entire house. Yeah. But then what you do when you do that is you're emptying out all the core information that we can learn. Right. We can learn from why this happened that can prevent it from happening again.
Right. And I think that's probably why it's better to not do that. And maybe, a company like yours can step in with all that knowledge and kind of help make whatever solution is come up that is come up with a little bit smoother, a little bit better to get to an outcome,
Right.
having that kind of knowledge. So, but more than that, I know that you and I have been working, as well as many others, behind the scenes to kind of to make things more aware to the public, like
Right.
make to bring awareness to these types of situations. Let people know they're not alone. Let them know that there are steps that you can take to fix your situations and bring about a better life for yourself. And I know that you're excited to kind of get the information out to people.
Right.
And I'm wondering, maybe you want to talk about what the next step is for LifeCycle.
Well, the next step is we just launched the podcast.
Right.
Now you ask what is this podcast all about? Well, the podcast is about the transition expert, the day in my life, the scenarios that I come across with clients that are going through real situations.
Right.
I wanted my clients, those individuals that call in and share their story, to be the champions, to be the heroes, to come in and to talk about what they're going through, and to let the listeners and the subscribers and the people that are going to tune in know that they're not alone.
Right.
And having a platform with individuals that call in that can talk about that is soothing. But not only soothing, but it's healing. Because holistically, it allows for everyone to understand the importance of awareness, but also the importance of being able to reach out to your community and get those resources, mentally, physically, and emotionally, to turn your life around. I get the call when something happens, something's going to happen, or something needs to happen. This podcast is about allowing you to hear what that call is all about. Right. And the call of change is a heroic change. And the people who call in are the real champions. And that's what this podcast is purely about.
Yeah, I can tell you just from taking part in it and having worked with you for a while, I didn't know. I was not aware of a lot of these things, and to hear the stories, it definitely brought awareness to me. And I can only imagine how putting this information out there and having these brave people step up and tell their stories could be beneficial to other people as well.
I mean, it's all about change. I mean, if you're thinking that this show is going to be about hoarding or just about a transition, no. I want individuals to know that this show is about one singular effort that is universal in every aspect of the word: change.
Right.
And change is what happens when we're all making plans.
Right.
It doesn't matter who you are, what you have, or what you don't have. It doesn't matter if you're the richest man in the world, the poorest man in the world, or the most educated or least educated. Change is something that all of us are immune to. We're not gonna go through these situations alone. We need people that's gonna help us.
Right.
So this platform is about allowing you to have all the resources, all the insight, all the education that you can muster to be able to listen to someone that may have a situation that you're going through that you thought you were alone.
Right. Well, I know that a lot of work has gone to make this happen. There's been a lot of people working behind the scenes, and I can tell you that I am very excited to finally see these stories come to light, and hopefully somebody sees these and they can recognize that they're not alone. There is help available, and all it takes is a phone call.
Oh, and that's what it's all about. It's all about giving hope in areas where people need it.
Right.
I mean, we want to encourage. We all, as a world, experienced the pandemic. Never in history have we ever universally dealt with one singular issue that we all had to overcome. But we've done it. We're continuing to do it, and we want to be able to tell those stories. We want to share those stories. If you're going through something, if you need help with something, we want you to contact us. We want you to be our guests. We want you to be our listeners, because if you listen to this platform, you're going to hear real people going through real things.
Right. And there's nothing more authentic than that. These are things that, you can't stage them. These are genuine stories from genuine people. And I think that kind of thing has a maximum impact. And I'm excited to finally see these episodes come to light. Where can people, if they're going to want to watch these episodes, what platform do you think that they're going to be able to watch them on? I know that YouTube is going to be a major platform.
Well, I mean, there's Spotify. We're going to be focusing on. We're looking at platforms within the Facebook arena. Mm-hmm. Obviously, you can go to our website. You can go to LifeCycleTransitions.com or info at LifeCycleTransitions.com and submit an inquiry. You can also go to our podcast itself, the transitionexpert.com. That there you can subscribe and you can follow and you can get all the latest and the newest episodes as they come out. You can also visit our links on Facebook, like I said before. You can go to Facebook, you can go to our Instagram. The Transition Expert is basically we're here. We're not going anywhere. We're looking to get this platform, push this agenda, educate, inspire, and change the world.
Well, I can tell you I'm really excited for it. And for everybody watching, you can see the branding that's surrounding us in this podcast. You see the name, the Transition Expert. You see the www.lifecycletransitions.com. If you want to get involved, hear these inspiring stories, and support Brandon and LifeCycle Transitions, that's what you're going to want to search for. Make sure you go to that YouTube channel, hit that like button, subscribe, mash that bell notification so you get notified every time a new episode drops. And it's awesome to have you in this kind of a format, because usually we're creating other things. We don't normally get to sit down and have a conversation. And if they're watching this episode now, head on over to the YouTube and get ready, because if you're watching this, it means the episodes are dropping.
Oh yeah, I mean we want to have the most realist podcasts out there, because we want real people going through real scenarios. I mean, there's no better way to describe it. If you're going through something, or you're faced with something, or you know someone that is going through something that's affecting you, we want you to call in. We want you to call in and tell us that you have a mom or a dad and they're living in an environment that's challenging, or that you're the husband or the wife in a challenging living environment, and you don't know what to do. You don't know what to turn. You don't know how to preface the conversation, because we want you to get help. We want to get you the resources. We want your story to be shared with individuals that are likely going through the same scenario.
Right. Now, speaking of moving to the next subject, you have a program that you're getting ready to roll out, and I think right now is the perfect time after that little segment to let people know what you got going on with that.
Well, we're in the process of launching another show called the Transition Expert, and that show is going to be all about real life people going through some scenarios and circumstances. A death in the family, a divorce, downsizing, got a new career. Maybe you've been diagnosed with a chronic illness and you're trying to figure out your next move. We're going to come out to your home. We're going to sit down, talk to these individuals. We're going to come up with a game plan. We also have the home rescue program and the give back program that we've launched, which every month we're going to be nominating one family to come and do an entire free transition at no cost to them.
Wow, that's amazing.
For 13 years, we've done over 1,000 transitions. And I can't tell you that I remember every transition that we've done, but I can remember the ones that we couldn't do.
Right.
I can remember the stories of the family members that we just weren't at a point where we can offer the resources to cover what they needed to get done, and they weren't ready, and they needed those extra funds and resources to sort of get them over the hump. We are now in a better place, and because of the blessings that we've received, we want to give back. We want to find a family. If you know someone who's going through a transition, who's dealing with a difficult living environment, and they've been looking at trying to address these situations, but their biggest rebuttal is that I don't have the money and I don't have the resources, so I'm just going to continue to live here and live in this environment, you're in luck. Nominate that individual for our program, and we'll come out and we'll transition the entire home at no cost to them.
That is really unbelievable. And that's great. Where can they go? So they go to the website and fill out a form for the Give Back program?
Very good question. All you have to do is go to our website at LifeCycleTransitions.com. You can pull the tab, the Give Back program, and you'll see exactly where to go from there. Everything's self-explanatory. That way, there's no miscommunication or any confusion why you can't finally do this that you've been looking to get done for so long.
Man, I tell you what, I am just so unbelievably blessed to be able to work with you for behind the scenes for this long, and I'm so incredibly excited
Thank you.
for all this stuff to roll out. I know it's been a long road, and it's been a lot of work behind it, and I'm just excited for people to see it.
Thank you. 13 years and over 1,000 transitions and counting, and we've opened up in multiple states. We cover all of the Northeast, from New York all the way to Maine. We have an office in Houston. We're going to be covering the entire state of Texas. We have an office in Illinois. We're looking to make this a global initiative. We're not just looking to focus on the states. We're looking to, if there's a family in China or in Australia, that we want our services to be there to help. One family going through something that doesn't have the resources is one too many.
Big things, big changes.
Absolutely.
Very exciting stuff. Brandon, it was an honor to have you on.
Thanks for having me.
You know, if you're watching this, get on board. Make sure you go and follow. Make sure you subscribe. The podcast is dropping. That's basically what this signifies. It's out there now.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
just to bring it home, as a transition company, we offer our clients options. If you're in your home and you're looking to get your house together, we'll come in and we'll do everything from the packing, sorting, cleaning, organizing, haul away. If you decided that you've been in this home and it no longer holds any value to you and you're ready to put it on the market, we'll help you. We'll come out with our experts to do a comparable analysis on what the house across the street is sold for, what your house is worth, what it doesn't have, pluses and minuses, and what we can do to fetch you the highest return to your investment. And then the home rescue program. And you've heard about the home rescue program. It's designed for people who don't have the time, energy, or resources. And we'll come in and we'll find you a new home, get your house acquired as is, no out-of-pocket cost for you for the hoarding or the repairs. And we'll find you a new home and move you into your new home with the home rescue program in 30 days or less.
That is unbelievable. And I think that's pretty much covers everything.
I'm sorry if I, was a bit long-winded, but I just wanted to make sure I covered every single thing that we do and we offer. And if you're going through something that you're watching this podcast or you're watching this episode and you're going through something, or someone is going through something, grab them by the hand, go to the computer, go to LifeCycleTransitions.com, click on that tab, fill out a form. If you want to participate in our give back program, you'll see a tab, the give back program. Fill it out for them. But if you are going to fill it out for them, please get their permission before you do it, because we don't want to call anyone and give them a call and them be completely blindsided or don't know who we are.
Right.
This program isn't designed to waste any time, and every call that we make or attempt to make with a person who isn't a good fit is a call that we could have made with someone who really does need our assistance.
Right. Well, that's great. And thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
And I'm excited for you, and I'm excited for LifeCycle, and it's going to be a great future.
I'm excited. Thank you again for the opportunity, and I look forward to many more of these opportunities in the future.
Thank you, man. Thank you, Brandon.
Thank you.